I am gaming. I am gaming. I am gaming podcast.
Hey everybody, my name is Ivica. Thank you so much for being on the latest episode of I'm Gaming Podcast. This is a podcast about the video game industry, entrepreneurship, gaming nostalgia, upcoming sci-fi action adventure RPGs, and many more cool things I find to be in the same realm of business and creative ventures. Like always, first and foremost, a huge, enormous thanks goes to my Patreon supporters who really make this podcast possible. Without your generous monthly and regular donations, I wouldn't be able to keep going and keep creating new and hopefully interesting, hopefully not boring and irrelevant episodes, and I want to thank you all from the bottom of my heart. Now, like I said, we're in a new episode. This episode is 203, and it's all about an upcoming game called Avium. It's a sci-fi action adventure RPG which is going to hit Steam in just a couple of days, and for an indie game it brings a really unique, really interesting, really appealing mixture, and one that is for me truly impressive. Now, what is Avium? Avium is basically a science fiction based action adventure RPG set in a city that is a great futuristic dystopian cybernetic hub of wealth and influence, but at the same time it's ruled by an entity, a plutocracy called the Big Four, and it is in many ways a banana republic and a super dangerous location where you as a character are located. From here on, you need to put your war suit on and take on the role of a crime fighting hero who has a troubled and really dark past. Now, what is so impressive about Avium? First of all, its visual style. From the get-go, then when you see the trailer, when you see the images, stills from the game, you cannot be anything but impressed with the level of detail, with the grandeur of the dystopian futuristic world of Avium, and the quality of its models, characters, props, and everything else that is present in the game. That is all part thanks to Unreal Engine that is able to create indie games like this, but also its creator who is willing and able to place so much time and effort into a title like this. But besides that eye candy element, what does the game have? Well, it has a really rich and well thought out game design that is focused in three core pillars of the game. First of all, it's the fact that a single button can save the universe, a concept that the game wants to bring so much to its players. From hint collectibles, tricks, lores, ability, details, everything is there, and so much things have double meaning, so you really need to try to understand the process of playing and get immersed in it. At the same time, the second pillar, which is incredibly important and very impressive, this is something that many huge teams, even teams working on AAA or AA games, have a lot of issue with, is the fact that it presents and approaches lore in a dynamic feature, in a way that is not simply info dumping or having no lore at all. Avium has a really rich background story, well developed characters, but its second pillar is accessible lore if you want it, deep world if you don't. This means that if you want to read about the world, get immersed in it, you can, but if you don't, you can play and enjoy through the simple experience of gameplay that allows you to learn more, to become immersed in the game, and to enjoy it in your own pace with your own interest. And finally, the third pillar, not related to the lore like the second one, is a pillar called no single weapon is best in the game. What does this mean? Well, it allows the players to define their own setups and own tools that will be right for the job. That includes both smaller enemies and boss figures, each with its own ability to kind of create a strategy, the tactics around how to take these on. Instead of having an OP, overpowered variation, the game wants to offer a range of options, each of them viable and useful in its own right. When it's all of this taken into consideration, it is clear that Avium is a fantastic indie title and one that is a must for all gameplay and gaming enthusiasts, because it brings that merger of narrative and gameplay mechanics that is most impressive. So if you're a fan of sci-fi, if you're a fan of RPGs, action adventures, check out this game right now on Steam. The link is in the description below, and the present state of the game is early access, but it should hit Steam really soon, with the game plan for release for November 23rd, 2023. That is really close, so check it out and wishlist it now. Try it out when it's entered its next phase. So once again, Avium, very much worth your time. That's it for this episode. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you so much for following up on my work, on my other videos. If you didn't already, please consider subscribing, being here for my new videos, being here for my new releases, and being here for my new podcast episodes, all of them coming in a very regular manner. Again, thanks to all of my Patreon supporters, and I hope to see you on my next episode. Until then, have a great week, and I'll talk to you in precisely 7 days from now on I'm Gaming Podcast episode 2004. Until then, bye bye.